What's up, everybody? Welcome back to episode number 49 of Legit Whiskey Reviews, and today I'll be reviewing 1792 Foolproof. This is a store pick from Total Wine, and it's a single barrel. So single barrel is the product of one barrel. So bottles may differ according from barrel to barrel, and this is 125 proof, so that is 62.5% ABV. Where does the name 1792 come from for this bottle? 1792 is named after Kentucky. That's the year Kentucky became a state, so that's why they paid homage to that and they named it 1792. Like I said, this is a store pick and should be interesting. This one, I found this one retailing for about $40. So, $40, foolproof, single barrel. It's non-age stated, but to me it seems like it has some age in it. So, I think it was a steal and a great value. But, let's get into this bottle and see what we find in here. So right away, there's just a deep, dark, like amber color. And this is completely coating the glass, sticking to the glass, no legs at all. So great color, great viscosity, coating the glass well. So let's go to the nose now. Wow, so I'm getting the first note that hits me. There's a lot of like dark notes in here. So the first and foremost is cherry. There's a lot of cherry in here. And then right after that, there's a deep, like rich vanilla in here. There's a lot of vanilla. And there's a whole lot of caramel as well, but like a dark, like almost like a burnt caramel in here. Some brown sugar. There's a lot of spice, a good amount of spice in here. I believe this is a higher rye mash bill. It's not a rye whiskey, but I believe, I'm not sure. I couldn't find anything on this as far as the mash bill, but I believe it's around the 18% rye as far as the mash bill. So it is a higher, a little bit higher rye in here. And then I'm also getting towards the back a little bit of like a charry note. But the nose smells amazing, and this here smells like there's a lot of rich and a lot of deep, dark, flavors as far as the nose coming through. There's nothing like really light, there's just a lot of dark fruits, especially that cherry and that rich vanilla, There's a ton of vanilla in here. And then to balance it out as far as the nose with the spice and the char, there's a little bit of oak in here as well. So overall, this nose is really good. It's an amazing nose. But more importantly, we don't taste with our nose, although, smell goes a lot into tasting. But more importantly, let's taste it and see what it tastes like. Cheers. Wow. So I definitely feel the proof. It doesn't drink like 125 proof though. It drinks a little bit lower than that. Extremely smooth. Everything I got in the nose, I'm getting in the palate, which I love. That cherry and that vanilla definitely came through on the palate. I'm getting that spice. It's definitely coming through on the palate, and it's lingering. That char note that I was getting on the nose is also here, and that finish just keeps going and going. It's a long finish. This is my first foolproof of the 1792 that I've ever picked up, and it just blew me away, and I'm really impressed with this, especially for the price. This is an amazing value. But it's just one of those whiskeys that everything I'm getting on the nose, that I got on the nose, I'm getting on the palate. and it's solid. But let's try it again. Yeah, more of the same. And I find like in some whiskeys, whenever I have my second and third sip, that spice and that oak, you know, it starts to come to the forefront and take over. But this one is staying balanced. I'm getting the same thing that I got on the first sip, I'm getting on this second sip. Just very consistent flavors, you know, cherry, vanilla, a little bit of that brown sugar, a lot of caramel. And then, you know, with that spice, there's a lot of spice going towards the middle, towards the back. And then, you know, with that char and the oak, just everything that's coming through here is pretty solid. But let's try it one more time. More of the same, except a little bit of a dark chocolate got introduced this third time to me. It's just towards the back end, and it's just like really fast. I picked it up, but like I said, it's more of a dark chocolate note. So to add on to the amount of flavors and layers in this whiskey, that, you know, that put the icing on the cake. Just, you know, another, you know, great flavor that came through on the palate. So, you know, before I close out here, I want to compare it to just a regular 1792 small batch, just to see what differences. Obviously the proof is way higher on the foolproof, so that's a big difference right there. But just to see if I can find some similarities, but also what big differerences there are in the two. So like I said, this is the small batch, so this is 93.7 proof, so 46.85% ABV. So right away, when I'm looking at the color on this one, I don't think you guys will be able to see it, but it's a big difference as far as the color. It's lighter than the foolproof here. So like I said, I wish I knew what the age was on this foolproof, but it definitely has some age on it as far as I can tell. But like I said, this one's lighter. There are some legs here. They're coming down slowly, but there are some legs here. But let's go to the nose on this one. So this one's staying a little bit on the lighter side of things. The first note that I picked up on this one was like a more of like a green apple note, something like that, like an apple note. But the spice is coming through on this one as well, the same as it did on this one. And the flavors on, as far as the nose on this small batch, they're more subdued, you know, which I expected for the low, you know, the lower proof. But they're not so subdued that you can't pick anything out. You know, even for this being such a big difference as far as the proof, there's a lot of good flavors coming through on the nose on this small batch. There's, you know, a lot of the, well, like I said, there's like a more of an apple note on this one, but that caramel and that spice definitely is coming through on the small batch as well. And that little bit of vanilla is coming through on the small batch, but nowhere near what it did on the foolproof. There's just like a ton of vanilla on this foolproof. But let's taste this small batch. So yeah, this one is way more mellow and subdued. Especially, you know, coming off of this foolproof, it's just gonna be a big difference. But I feel like this one was more, it's more oaky to me. The amount of spice that I picked up on the nose didn't come through on the palate for me. This foolproof here is just like, that spice jumps out at you, you know, when you sip on it, and even on the nose. But as far as the small batch, I got, you know, a little bit of light fruit towards the front. There's some sweetness towards the front. I got that caramel, a little bit of vanilla, but More towards the back, I didn't get too much spice. What I got was a decent amount of oak. Let me try it one more time though. That apple note definitely came through as well. I feel like for some reason I'm picking up more oak in this small batch than in the foolproof, but you know, this one is a solid whiskey. This one retails for like $25 to $30 around there. I'm not sure, and it depends on the area, but another good deal. And this one has a lot of good flavors. It's just like, you know, coming off of the foolproof, there's, you know, it's just not fair. But the flavors that this one does have is really good. But as far as this foolproof, you know, this blew me away, especially for the price, the proof, and everything that came through on the nose and in the palate. You know, this is one of my new favorites, and an amazing whiskey, amazing value, and you know, a great sipper. You know, just something that you can enjoy any night of the week, and it won't disappoint you. So I'm gonna give this one an A+. You know, from everything, like I said, the value, the taste, just everything, the complexity, the way it coats the palate, the finish, extremely long finish, just overall an amazing whiskey. So like I said, an A+ and well deserved. So if you like my content, remember to hit that like button, remember to subscribe. You can catch me on Instagram at LegitWhiskeyReviews, and keep it legit and do it for the love of whiskey. Cheers.